enough and got knocked out. Her younger sister.
She's my favorite.
Her younger sister. This is the song we used to sing when we lived in Osu back then. Osu Kuku Hill. You know, there's a Indian Chinese restaurant sitting in, if you know Osu Kuku Hill very well.
Yeah.
That was where our house used to be, you know, in that area. And this was her song. Good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning
to GTV Breakfast. This is show number 130 of the new, improved.
It was just yesterday we were talking about our 100 show.
Yeah.
And we've already done
130.
30
Yeah,
more.
yeah. That's
Let's
it.
do 20 more and have a party.
And 150. Yeah, why not? Yeah, every 50 you do a party. Why not? You don't have to wait till 1 year. Yeah. Century plus golden. Welcome to the show. This is funky, fantastic, fabulous Friday. And we are happy.
Bones.
Yeah, 2 Friday. But that's why we're opening the show. We'll let the Thursday one come in at the appropriate time.
It's mini Friday.
Indeed. First of all, some bad news. So I hear 3 out of 4 Nigerians, women, bleach their skins. And Ghana is not too far away from that. 3 out of 4. Yes, it's crazy. 75%. There was some research that CNN did, documentary called White Lies. And black people are bleaching big time. So I'm just wondering, why do people bleach? What are the reasons you've heard for people bleaching their skin?
It's an industry thing, and the fact that there's a lot of colorism, and people think others look more attractive if they are more light-skinned. I think the report also highlighted that bit. That CNN report also highlighted the fact that in the industry, light skin is more desired.
Really?
And so darker skin is more difficult to...
So if I was a chick with this kind of complexion...
Totally my style. Totally my style.
All right.
But then because I'm of a similar color. So perhaps we should put it to the lighter...
I'm blacker than you.
We should put it to
So
the lighter.
I know get my
lighter.
kids. I know get my kids.
Plenty.
I'll get my kids.
But there are people who also like ebony women.
Ebony women.
So,
right, okay.
something for everyone.
Something for everyone.
Different
so hey,
strokes for different folks.
Exactly. Let us know. I mean, if you're bleaching, tell us why you're bleaching.
Yeah.
I hear it's also called toning.
Sexy.
And the other words, toning, brightening.
Whitening,
I want to
brightening.
brighten. Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Just curious.
Different words meaning the same thing.
Exactly.
Lightning.
Lightning.
So they have to put light in that darkness.
Yes.
Spot of color.
You know, the dark skin, they protect you from skin cancer.
Melanin popping.
Africa people.
Wear your melanin. Lady.
Exactly so. So that's something I thought I'll share with you. Let us know. Okay, it's hashtag GTV Breakfast. WhatsApp number 055-556-1034. Now, property sharing under wills. You know, somebody dies and then property starts getting shared. What about if you're a concubine or a girlfriend? Do you have any rights to any property? What about if the person gave it to you as a gift before he passed on, or the person gave me? Issues abound. Issues will rise. There are many issues with property and under wills, and that's a conversation we'll be having with private lawyer Maurice Ampao.
Basically an extension of the town hall we had last week.
Exactly.
And we had a flood of messages from you lot. So you need to do the exact same thing. Send your messages across. Our WhatsApp number 055-556-1034. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, and you can reach us via Twitter and Instagram. Use the hashtag GTV Breakfast and send your messages across. I'll be sitting down with the ladies, as I do every Friday, to look at what the newspapers are saying about all the news from across the country and beyond.
Indeed. Let's throw it to the lady who was born yesterday.
Mini Friday. I'm all right. I'm all right, guys.
Yes.
Guys, what are your trends on Twitter?
Stephen Appiah.
I have Didi Ayu.
Okay.
I have Momo. I have the Kardashians, and I have Smell.
Okay.
I have smell too. I don't even know.
I don't know why smell is trending. Guys, you know why smell is trending?
No, you ladies just smell good, so I'm sure that's
yeah, always. But
so it's not about us.
No.
And then Brazil is trending.
Brazil is trending.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
But in this on this side, e-levy is still trending in all matters e-levy.
Yes, indeed.
Guys.
There's some chat which we'll have to debunk, and we'll let you know about that chat.
Yes.
In the social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are issuing a big disclaimer. But thank you for watching GTV Breakfast all the same. Thank you, guys. We are live every weekday, 6 a.m. sharp. We are live on YouTube as the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, live on Facebook as the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. And if you look for the hashtag GTV Breakfast or type in the hashtag GTV Breakfast, you find us on all our social media handles. And if you want to connect to us via WhatsApp, you can do that via our WhatsApp number 055-556-1034. Guys, a conversation to follow this side. We'll be doing What's on Your Mind. I mean, the whole week we've been discussing lots of topical issues of the thematic areas. And so we are going to open the phone lines in the last part of our breakfast table so that you can tell us what's on your mind. On the flip side, though, you can send all your comments send your comments to our WhatsApp numbers or our Facebook our Facebook page, and then when the time comes for what's on your mind and we open the phone lines, it will be much quicker and then we can have more conversation to look forward to. We'll be looking at what traffic looks like in parts of the capital, and then also we'll be keeping an eye on the impact of the UTech strike on students and their families, and Alan will be doing that from the campus of UCC. So that's what to look forward to from my side of Keep an Eye, guys. Back to you two.
Nice one. And today, by the way, is International Data Protection and Privacy Day. Why is it important for you to mark this? How do you keep your data private? How do you protect your data? We will let you know in 18 minutes. And of course, on Fridays, we do a jam right here. And of course, DJ Tisco International will be giving us great sounds.
An acknowledgement to our sponsors, Awake Purified Water and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. Thanks also to Biggest Scissors for my lovely outfit.
Yo, thank you very much. Stallion Outlook makes me look like a stallion.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
I know what it means.
Let's start off with our wisdom nugget for today. And Dr. Kofi Osei-Kusi is going to help us understand the true essence, the essence of true religion.
All right.
Stallion.
It's a good morning to you. Always very humbling and very exciting for me to get to serve you the wisdom nugget for the day, because a nugget a day helps to keep the problems away. I know you're doing well, and whatever your situation is, I wish you good health and good life and the best of everything you do. Today we're talking about the essence of true religion, the essence of true religion. This is an important subject, as always, because we're very religious people. A lot of Christians, a lot of Muslims, traditional religious believers, and even people don't believe in anything are religious about not believing in anything. So we're very, very religious. But you would agree with me that sometimes our religious beliefs and acts gets in the way of what the religion is actually leading us to do. Don't you see many times people who have a very strong religious belief and their actions actually contradict the things that religion propagates? I think religion's purpose is really to help us to do the right things. No religion actually no true religion actually set up to destroy its people or to destroy people around them. Now here is the point. If what you believe in creates more violence, if it creates instability in society, if you get up to go to your place of worship, to go to your church or to go to your mosque or what you believe in, and you can't talk to your neighbor, if you have a strong religious belief, you are the leader of whatever religion group you belong to, and you can't care for the sick person, you can't visit someone in the hospital, you can't show love to your neighbor, then what is the point? There's no true religion that would disagree with me that the true essence of our religion is to show love. And so please, before you make a lot of noise about all that you believe in, can we all begin to think more about one another? True religion is caring for the poor. True religion is showing love to one another, is living in peace and harmony, is being forgiven. Think about what you believe in and ask yourself, in your everyday life, in the home in which you live in the workplace, whatever you do, ask yourself, are you espousing the true values and the essence of that religion? So that's a question I have for you today. I wish you a fabulous day as you ensure that you and I, whatever we believe in, me personally as a Christian, do I walk in love? Do I forgive? Do I do the things that my religion teaches me to do? Or am I living the opposite? Remember, an unexamined life is not worth living. I wish you a fabulous day, and I'll see you again here on the Wisdom Nugget for your day.
Thanks for staying on It's Breakfast Live on GTV. Thanks to Awake Purified Water and Adonko Next Level Energy Drink. Guys, this week we've been in the trends.
Yes, sir.
So yesterday, the Deputy Minister for Finance sat at our breakfast table and he served us healthy helpings of e-levy conversations, and he made some pronouncements as well. So key for me is the NAPCO issue, which we got a lot of questions about when our NAPCO trainees being paid. And he said, of course, like the monies have been released, so controller should get to that pretty shortly. But it was the e-levy, of course, as expected, that dominated most of the conversations. 6.9 million earmarked by government. Billion yeah. Ghana cedis a year to be made from the e-levy, and government has promised that it will go towards all our development activities. And thoughts, I thought ambitious, good opportunity to educate further and to have further engagements, because they are still ongoing. Kofodia meeting yesterday, among other things. Enough?
Well, let's see what he had to say when he sat down with you.
Because he talked about certain things too that have been spreading across social media portals. So we put some questions to the minister, some of which we received from the public, and we gave the minister the opportunity to tell us whether they were realistic tabulations, can I call it that, or not. And he did get the opportunity to set some records straight. So here's Deputy Finance Minister and also MP for Edriso, John Kuma.
Ghana 78 million Ghana cedis every year. E-levy will give us about 6.9 billion, and about 1.1 billion will be committed to the road infrastructure. So we believe that we can give more convenience to Ghanaians and take more revenues from e-levy to replace the road toll.
But some say it's a sure bet, it's a bird in hand. And so it could have been kept around, especially with all the agitations from the toll collectors that now has landed at the table of government to try and figure out to keep that in place while the consensus and the stakeholders meetings are ongoing to resolve the issues or to, you know, shape up the concerns around the e-levy.
Yes, we
because
did.
Now we're losing X amount of money monthly, whilst the e-levy monies have not even started coming in. So
yes,
financial loss to the state is what some say.
Yes, there's always a sacrifice to give in order to gain something. And as government, we believe that at least 3 strong grounds why we removed the road tolls. We thought the inconvenience of traffic and the cost to production was too high. We thought it was inequitable. Those who were living in the asphaltic areas like Cantonments, Laboni, Adregano, you never saw road toll there. It is the poor communities, Kaswa, Ashamai, Besianse, Atiwa. Those were the people paying the road toll, farmers going to their farms, okay, and the rich people were enjoying the asphaltic road. So we thought it was inequitable, it was inconvenient to people, and so we should scrap it and replace it with e-levy, which covers everybody, whether you are a judge, or a farmer, or a marketer. Everybody who uses Momo can contribute. And for us, it brings in.
So, Deputy Finance Minister there, who sat at our table, he's talking about why government decided to abolish the road tolls even before the kicking in of the collection of the e-levies. He also made a comment, and I've seen it across other platforms, about our poverty levels. And he basically said, if you earn about 3,000 Ghana cedis a month, you cannot be considered to be poor.
Yeah, it can't be a month, it's a year.
A year, 3,000 cedis.
Well, 3,000 a month, right?
Yes, 3,000 a month. 3,000 a month, you can't be considered to be poor. And so let's remind you of that as well.
You use Momo to trotro driver to engage, or a cocoa seller to do your business. Up to 100 Ghana cedis a day, this transaction is not going to affect you. Okay, and even if you accumulate it in a month, that's about 3,000 Ghana cedis. And we know that in Ghana, if you earn above 3,000 Ghana cedis, you cannot be classified as poor. Okay, so we should understand that whether you are poor or you are rich, you still have responsibility or obligation as a citizen to still contribute your quota to the building of the country in terms of taxes. But in this instance, we have said that let's protect the poor or the too sensitive group to the moment.
We are poor. So if you earn above 3,000 Ghana cedis a month, you cannot be considered poor to be poor. So those of the population who earn below, we are poor. Is that a reasonable conclusion to draw from that?
I mean, I think we should go and find out from Ghana Statistical Service, and this is probably just an opinion of his.
But when they were collecting the data, Statistical Service, did they collect earnings as well? Because that's the only way we could have an accurate representation of what the earnings would be.
Yeah. Well, I know that the minimum wages is just under 12 cedis a day. So if you do the calculations over a month, then you know what minimum wage is, and then, hey, I'm sure it's for a different conversation. What else was trending?
It was so there was a table that we came across in our research, and we aimed to bring it to the attention of the minister to get his input on whether it was a fair or accurate representation of what the bringing on board of the e-levy would mean for transfers in electronic portals. And so we put that information out there, and it caused quite a bit of fracas, because the impression that was created was that that was the government communication. I think that was it. I don't quite know how to figure that out, but it was not what the minister had sat at the table to do, and we just gave him an opportunity to say, look, someone has put this up, and this is what they are saying, this is their understanding of the e-levy. Just like when we started the conversation with the Vox Pop and the impressions and opinions people held on the streets. It was kind of much similar, I thought, but I don't think people really understood it that way. So for the sake of those who may have missed that bit of the conversation, let's just refresh your memories one more time, and then I'll be back to pick your thoughts, yes? Okay, so here's what the minister actually had to say about that graphic table that you may have seen across some social media portals. Just on our scene now, an analysis that someone puts forward about what the addition of the e-levy would be with the operators' charges on the transaction. Honorable Minister, you can see on your screen, if you're sending a Momo value of 150 Ghana cedis, then without the e-levy, you're paying the telco's charge, which came on before the 25% they offered, of 1 cedi and 50 pesos. With the e-levy, which is 1.75, the charge then becomes 4.13 Ghana.
Exactly.
They are basing this, I presume, on...
It's not true. This is not
analogy.
True. Because the first 100 cedis in the 150 will not be charged.
Yes.
So 100 cedis on that will not be charged. But
so
the 50 will.
You can't tell me 1.75 or 50 Ghana cedis.
We saw just on our scene now an analysis that someone puts forward about what the addition of the e-levy would be with the current charges on the transactions. And so if Honorable Minister, you can see on your screen, if you're sending a Momo value of 150 Ghana cedis, then without the e-levy, you're paying the telco's charge, which came on before the 25% they offered, of 1 cedi and 50 pesos. With the e-levy, which is 4.13 Ghana.
Exactly.
They are basing this, I presume, on...
It's not true. This is not
analogy.
True. Because it will not be charged.
Yes.
So 100 cedis on that will not be charged.
1.75 or 50 Ghana cedis.
Okay, so that's what the minister's response to that was, that it cannot be true, that computation and the assumptions that the person put forward in that.
Also, to be fair, I think that our communication is via television and we speak, and so whoever took that screenshot that's gone viral now with this, I don't think the representation is fair, because there was a voice underneath it, which was stating exactly what this is.
Which is the fact that this can only be fake.
Exactly.
And yet, because only the photo went out there,
and so
the
the
voice
bloggers
and the response was not accompanying that photo.
Exactly. So
that
to the bloggers,
fake information ended up on social media portals with the assumption that it came from us. And I think that's where we all have
it wrong. And to the bloggers, if you're picking a story from a television station, at least be fair and say exactly what you heard underneath. But if you put a picture there and there's a voice underneath and you put just the picture there, it sends a completely different message, miscommunicating people. So to the bloggers who are putting it out, so I think it's not fair. Just say what it is.
Okay, Kav?
It's fake. I mean, look behind you. It's fake, so I can't talk about fake stuff. It's fake news, that's it. In Donald Trump's voice, fake news. So that's it. Next trend, please. We've had enough of this fake news. Let's do something real.
Okay, so let's do something real. But is it even real if you change your skin tone to another one?
Yeah,
so you go different shades. So as another
fake color.
That's why I'm just looking at it, because this one that's we don't want to talk about fake things. How can we then talk about
this is a real danger.
The bleaching?
Yeah, it's also a real danger.
So
misinformation
that's
is
CNN's
dangerous.
report. So
it's
credits
bad.
to CNN for that study that it conducted in this piece. I want an opportunity to actually watch it in its entirety, so that I appreciate what they. So, do you know what that's called? Nice woman.
I don't even want to see it, man.
And it says that
30
Gregory. Oh, it doesn't even sound like something you would want. you would want to. But the study did say 30% of Ghanaian women use whitening creams.
That's serious, man.
Skin
3 out
toning
of 10.
and lightening.
If you see 10 women, 3 of them are using it. Wow. In Nigeria, it's even worse. 3 out of 4 women. So out of every 4 women, 3 of them are bleaching, according to the results. Man.
So I see some of these pictures and I look at myself. So what's
okay,
wrong
so
with
let me update you guys.
tone?
Let me update you guys. So it's not just, there's actually baby creams. I don't want to mention it, but there are baby creams that's on the market. Big brands that have lightening ingredients in them, and it's written all there.
So people are bleaching their babies?
Yes.
Yes.
People are bleaching their babies.
It's
people
a big
are
brand.
taking pills
to bleach from the
to
inside.
get lighter
so
skin
internal
tone.
to quench them.
So it suppresses the production
of melanin,
so that you become lighter
from the inside.
So it works from the. You're suppressing
even worse is the
melanin.
babies. Yeah.
People bleach babies.
There are baby creams that have lightening ingredients in them.
No, but people deliberately
But did the baby ask
their
to be bleached? Did the baby ask?
Perhaps the mother or father may be a certain tone, and they want. I
want the baby
I
to
don't
match.
even want to make excuses for these things.
Wow,
because
babies.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Well, I don't want to make a comment, then somebody will misconstrue me. But people bleach their babies.
Yes.
For reasons best known to themselves.
Yes.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
Well, great. I'm looking forward to seeing
going
that
to
documentary.
see the full documentary and see what I can learn from there. But seriously, I think the education on what the implications of that would be should be out there. And I think people know. It's just that sometimes the immediate desire to look a certain way may outweigh the potential effects, which may be months or years down the line.
Yeah, skin cancers, you know, all kinds of things, exposure to all kinds of things. And your skin becomes very, very easy to break, you know. You can't even do like surgeries and things.
And the kind of things we adopt, the lifestyles we adopt in the name of fashion, including G-strings.
Yeah.
The psychologist yesterday, the gynecologist told us yesterday that
like
even wearing G-strings has it's problematic because he says you could transfer harmful bacteria from one canal below to another canal in front. It's just not acceptable.
Kaf did
I did the interview.
So you
tell us
remember exactly
yes, well,
what
he said, you see, the underwear is almost basically reduced to a string, you know, between your buttocks, you know, and so anytime you walk, and he demonstrated it. I wish they could have shown that video.
Maybe you can.
So when you walk, it transfers from A to B, so from the anus to the vagina, to the anus, the vagina. So you are just basically putting material which shouldn't go where it should go, you know. So be careful about the G strings. It's just trouble. The only G strings you should be holding are the ones on the guitar. Okay.
Okay, there's a soundbite coming up.
Okay.
We have something to show you guys. Is coming
So
up
here's what the gynecologist had to say and the key caution that he makes on this particular matter with ladies' underwear.
You know, there's this thing they call G-string.
Okay.
You know,
the tongues.
The tongues and things like that.
Yeah.
And instead of having a proper underwear, pants, that has a space where you put a panty liner. So the panty liner is like a door.
Yes.
So when you put a panty liner in your pants and you wear, the panty liner goes to hit the vulva like this and covers it.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can get infection even through your pant. Particularly those panties that have the lace-like structure and from there are holes in there. So now, when you wear those your strings, you know,
G-strings,
the strings and the tongues and all those things, they don't actually cover you properly. They pass through the line in between your buttocks, then onto the vulva. So when they stay on the vulva, you go and use the washroom. When you use the washroom, this part of the world, very often you don't go to the washroom and there is water. After using a tea roll, you use water to cleanse your anal region. So as you walk, I don't know if I can demonstrate.
So our gynecologist issued
that. You should have demonstrated
warning. But the interview is also still available for you to catch in its entirety across our social media platforms. Remember, we stream live on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can always go back to get the full import of that interview. We are giving you an opportunity to win a branded mug from GTV Breakfast, and the question that you have to answer, fastest fingers first, you have to send it to our WhatsApp number 05555610334. That is the question coming up now. In the 2015 AFCON final, how many penalties were taken in the shootout to decide the winner? 2015 AFCON final, a penalty shootout. How many were taken to decide the winner? Fastest fingers for 05555610334. And we'll be looking into our tech issues right after the break. Stay with us.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
Joe, where are you? Timmy, where is Daddy?
I don't know.
Joe! Please, have you seen my husband?
No, please.
Hey, Tiraka, Ushifia.
Sir. Joe, is that how you are? Timmy and myself, we've been looking everywhere for you.
It's malaria. I tested positive.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's malaria. He needs Atenate.
Atenate is an anti-malarial that comes in small capsules for adults and flavored suspension for children.
I'll give it to my husband myself.
Let her take care of me.
I'll take care of you.
Thank you, okay?
It's okay, baby. Don't worry, okay? Daddy is not going anywhere again.
Atenate, your ultimate quality ACT anti-malarial, is available in a pharmacy and over-the-counter medicine shop near you. Test for malaria before treatment. If symptoms persist after 3 days of treatment, please consult your doctor. Atenate, see malaria quine. This advert is
Egba namia doje chwale inia tokpode mia dokuonu chu malaria nu leyime efulemiashi emo ene chimiazo kwanto nenya kuebe ye fofukua yide doyope afi yokpo afuna ogbole yide funa ope koji enumake gashiagama evelia mlo insecticide treated netma za siaza zablibwa kata etonlia dunududu nye yime amenyinule enelia achike yoyona be sulfadoxin paramitamin SP nyona ameifofu ple vinodomakata ta no SP ale yo doctor ple nurse afia opepepe be wa tokpode hu cho malaria nu ye na wode COVID-19 pedodo auji COVID-19 nye dolele yiva gake malaria galeji ameowum bemia de malaria da ekude nye ple wosianu
live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show. Coming live from the capital. This is the Breakfast Show.
All right. Yeah, I'm just singing some thong song, remembering the conversation yesterday with Dr. Brightson on Health Check. It's Data Protection and Privacy Day, and you are watching GTV Breakfast. And we'll talk a little bit about why people bleach their skins, but that's for a different conversation at a different time of this show. For now, we want to go into issues of tech, and today is Data Privacy Day, 28th January. Why is it important to you? Why should we be marking it? And when they say keeping your data protected and data privacy, what exactly are we talking about? I have with me a data protection officer who's with the Institute for Internet Professionals, Ghana, IIPGH, Emmanuel Gadasu. Good morning, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good morning, Kafi.
Excellent. And should I say Happy Data Privacy Day to you?
Yes, I would love that.
You would love that, so
yes.
I say it to you. First of all, what is data privacy?
Well, data privacy is where individuals protect themselves to restrict the amount of information about them that others need to have access to.
Mm-hmm. You protect yourself to restrict the amount of information that people need to have
about
access
you.
to. Well, why is that important?
Yes, it is important because privacy is very key in our individual lives. The more people know about you, the more control they exert over you, or they would have over you. And it's likely they would abuse that information they have about you. So it is important that you keep it private.
Okay. And then data protection would be, you creating some barriers so that people don't have access to information about you? What does it really mean?
So data protection is a whole process on its own, where right from the data life cycle, from the collection, its processing, storage, archiving, and destruction, all the security and the safety measures you put in place so that along that chain, at every point in time, it is regulated, protected, and well secure.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Give me some examples of what my personal data would be. So if you say, Kafi, this is your personal data, what would that information be?
Yes, so your personal data is any information about you that can be used to identify you as Kafi.
So I have a beard, is that personal data?
No.
No,
but it's a description. Yes.
It's a description?
Yes.
Okay.
That one is a description. But any information about you, for example, your phone number, your name, your national health insurance, ID number, passport number, and all those little information. Even the car you drive, your car number could be linked to you. So all these are what? Your personal, your DNA, your fingerprints, your voice prints. If anybody should not watching now but listen to your voice, can they identify this is Kafi? The posts you make on your social media platform, all these are your personal data.
Even the posts you make on social media?
Yes, because it can be linked to you. You said it. It is about you. Yeah.
I read recently about a football fan who made a threat against a player, and he ended up getting arrested and charged. So his posts was what was linked to that person, and he got arrested.
Yes. So anything emanating from you that can be tracked back to you is personal data.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give us a bit of history about data protection and privacy. Africa, the world. Give us a little bit of a background to that.
So the issue of data privacy has been with us for a very long time, right from 1890. That is where the first article about data privacy popped up. It didn't end there. The process continued until 1948, when the Universal Declaration of Human Rights also instituted in their 12th item about the right to your privacy. It didn't also end there. It continued until 1981, when the European Council, the Council of Europe, also came together, where they formed the first international binding treaty, which is called the Convention 108 in Strasbourg, to actually also fine-tune the privacy of individuals. Then along came Convention 108 Plus, which was a further modification. That is when electronics, gadgets, and internet came into the limelight. So the Convention 108 Plus was an update of the Convention 108, which happened in 1981. Okay, then came what we also call the Budapest Convention, which also was another further, development, where most of the countries in this world came together to ratify or to sign onto that. Then Africa also had our own, which we call the Malabo Convention, which was also ratified by a lot of African countries. All right, then for us in Ghana, in the year 2012, we came out with our data protection law, which is the Data Protection Act 2012, or Act 843.
Great.
So that has been the journey.
That's the journey.
A brief journey, yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about what pertains with the regulation that deals with data protection and data privacy in Ghana. This particular law, Act 2012, yes. What does it seek to do?
Okay. So the Act simply seeks to protect you and I as Ghanaian citizens. So that is basically the primary reason or mission of the Act. However, it states how institutions that collect data, the manner in which they should collect the data, and how they are supposed to put in place both technical and managerial measures to ensure that the data that they collect is safe. And in doing so, the Act constituted what we call the Data Protection Commission to oversee the regulation of businesses, individuals, government institutions that processes you and I, our data as Ghanaian citizens. So it set out the modalities, how they should go about it, and how they should ensure these things are secure.
Okay, in case you just joined us, welcome. We're looking at, on Fridays it's dedicated to tech, and today is Data Privacy Day, celebrated there, marked around the world, and I have with me Emmanuel Gabdasu. He's from the IPGH, is the Institute of Internet Professionals, Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, yes. IPGH. Yeah. And we're looking at issues of data. If you have any questions, let us know. 055-556-1034. Today you will be our data doctor, and you answer all your questions. Okay, so you've talked about Act 2012, the Data Protection Act 2012, which is Act 843, yes. And then you've given us a hint of the Data Protection Commission. So how does a commission work for me? I mean, break it down for me. What is the Data Protection Commission in Ghana seeking to do for me?
Okay, so briefly, their mandate is to protect your privacy. That's the fundamental one. And in doing so, they guide or regulate institutions that collect your data.
Okay, so let's practicalize it.
Yes.
So there's an ongoing re-registration of SIMs, yes. And linking them to the Ghana card. Yes. What are the data issues involved there? And how do I know that my data is secure and safe and is protected?
Okay, so now those institutions are under regulation, which the Data Protection Commission, because you as an individual or they are collecting and processing Ghanaian citizens' data, they are supposed to regulate them as to how they can keep it safe, what measures they are putting in place to ensure that the security of those data in their custody provides you and I our privacy intact.
How do I ensure that the telcos and whoever is taking my information is not selling my information to other people? Because I know it's a big business, selling of data to organizations. I get messages I did not subscribe for on my phone. People trying to sell all kinds of things to me, and I'm thinking, how did you get my data?
Okay.
Who gave you my number for you to be sending me these SMSs?
That's a very good question. However, that process, let me briefly explain that. There are so many ways institutions can get your data. For example, you are on social media. You put out your number out there. You go for functions, they ask you to write your name, you put down your names there.
Yeah, these days they even put it in you type your information out, and then they give you a tag, but then they have your data.
Exactly.
Okay.
So those institutions, how well do you know they are keeping your data? So that one you cannot actually tell whether it is coming from them or the telcos. The telcos are platforms, and they have institutions that use their platform. So if anybody uses their platform to send you a message, it doesn't necessarily mean it is coming from them. And they are highly regulated. However, if you have the suspicion that an institution has sold your data or has not kept your data well, then first of all, you can complain to the institution to know. If they are unable to give you a convincing answer, then you can proceed to the Data Protection Commission and make a complaint. And anytime you make a complaint, they will come in to investigate the issue. And if they find the institution to be culpable, then there are sanctions that they are going to apply.
Okay. With the Data Protection Commission, who is supposed to register with this commission? What kind of organization?
Any institution in Ghana or legally registered in the Republic of Ghana that collects or processes the personal data of Ghanaian citizens is supposed to register. However, any other organization that processes, collects, or store any Ghanaian citizens.
I'm sure at our reception, when people come there looking for the front desk puts down information, name, number.
Yeah. They keep their data. They have their contacts. They process stuff. So all these are supposed to also register with the Data Protection Commission.
So does that mean that almost every company must
so
register?
Long as you pick an individual you to register with the Data Protection Commission.
How about people who
online business?
Yes, so yes. I operate a business which is not bricks and mortar. It's totally in the cloud. It's online, and I'm taking people's data. I'm taking people's email addresses.
Yes, so you are supposed to register.
Okay, is it free, the registration?
Yes, registration. It's not entirely free. There's a process. You pay for the processing fee, which is charged by the commission. So once you go to their portal online, you register, and then through the process, they generate an invoice for you. You pay. Can
the Data Protection Commission prosecute companies who have not registered but are collecting people's data?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That is part of their mandate. So any organization that refuses to register. Actually, last year, they gave a moratorium to organizations who had not registered since the law came into effect up to 31st of March last year. They will waive every penalty or any arrears. So any organization that was established prior to that and has not actually registered with them, then they have every right to find you and you pay for all this.
Okay, 055-556-1034. Your questions on data privacy, data protection to us and Emmanuel from the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, IIPGH, will answer them for you. Thelma will be coming to the board pretty soon. And now, assume I'm an organization that has to protect personal data. What do I do?
Okay, so first of all, to ensure you comply is to register with the Data Protection Commission. So once that is done, then there are steps and processes you need to do to comply. So registration does not mean you are compliant, but it's a first step in the compliance process. So once you do that, then you are required to put in place technical measures. You know, most of these things that we handle are electronic stuff. hardly, even though the paper one or the hard copy ones are also there, but you need to now make sure you secure them. So electronically, the question is, what are the technical measures you are putting in place to ensure that criminals, cyber criminals, hackers do not have access to this information? If it's a paper-based document, how well are they protected? When we enter the office, are we going to be seeing people's files lying just anyhow, or they are nicely stored in cabinets with lock, so that whoever goes to access will know has passed through the proper channels? So you put in place these measures. And not only that, all of us Ghanaian citizens, we have rights, which is also enshrined in the Act 843.
What are those rights?
Well, number one, you have access to every information that you have given to any organization. So with your bank, you can go, no, the banks are normal processes. So for example, your telco, you can go, MTN, I want to know all the records you have about me.
I can ask them that?
You can ask them that.
Okay.
And it is your right to demand for that, and it is their obligation to give you every information that they have about you.
So if I ask them, listen, I want to know in terms of minutes, how many calls I made in 2021, in terms of, can they give me that information?
Yes, they can give you. No, they are supposed to give you. Yes, so that is your right.
Okay.
Then you also have access to rectification. So anytime you want to make an update, do any change.
Say I change my name, I can go there and say this.
You change your name, you change your phone number, email, your address, and anything about you. You go there, they are supposed to do that.
How about these calls you get sometimes? The person says, oh, I'm calling from your bank, and we want to update your records. Should you be wary of such calls?
Yes, you should be wary, because most of the time these are criminals. They are not actually coming from the bank. And most of the times, the banks will tell you they will not call you to update your information. So if you have anything to do, you walk into your branch and you have that done. They wouldn't call you on phone to do that.
Can you, before we go to the messages, can you tell us about any horror stories you've heard or encountered in your work about how people's data was hacked or their information was stolen and their privacy was breached? Any examples you can share
yes,
in Ghana?
Countless examples.
What are the most interesting ones?
Okay. In one scenario, the person made a mistake trying to send his password to another colleague to open his email and send a particular document because he was not available. Did not have access to internet at that time. There was a similar name on the phone, and the password and the details were sent to that person. So it went into the wrong hands. And once people have access to this information, opening up your email, there are so many things that individual is going to get. So after some time, he realized, hey, I've done a big mistake. So this thing, they happen almost all the time.
Quick tip, how would somebody, if you realize that you've given your password to the wrong person, what's the fastest thing to do?
Quickly, you would have to reset your password on your system. Most of these apps and services that we use now provide what we call two-factor authentication, where you will link your phone number, previously what you do, your username and password, and in addition, you will link your phone number to it. So if anything happens, the service will be communicating with you on your phone number registered on their portal. So if you do a reset, it is going to be reset and sent to you. Or some also have tokens, which is generated every 1 second or about 30 seconds, changes randomly. And you are the only one who has access to those ones. Okay. So you can use to reset them.
All right. Emmanuel, we're going to take some messages now.
Sure.
055-556-1034. Today is Data Privacy Day. And we're getting some good, deep knowledge and education from Emmanuel Gadasu. He is with the Institute of ICT Professionals, Ghana, IIPGH.org. Look for them online. She's here. She's offline, but she's very much connected to your messages. Thelma, what's up?
So we'd like to wake you up in grand style, and Osata gets the assignment. She said, thank you very much, GTV CAF, and your wonderful team. You wake me up like a loving mother. Vibes. So I just have to put this. The secret bond between a mother and child is care. This care from you and your charity will always keep me close and glued to my set for your for appreciating our efforts. So we have a mail list that we send links to. So you might want to come on board that mail list and then we share some of our links with you. Good morning. I've been sharing my data with some people. Should I stop it or not? I'm Belinda. So this is a question that one of our viewers is asking.
Who do you share your data with, Imam?
Well, I think we need to be clear which data Belinda is talking about. Maybe probably that is internet data. But if it is in the context of personal data, information about you, then anybody you are sharing that information should be somebody you trust.
Okay, so trust is the key word.
Trust is the key word.
All right.
So if you don't trust the individual.
Lovelace from Mataiko is asking a crucial question. Good morning. Please, what is the punishment for any institution who leaks an individual information out?
Yes, so there are offenses and there are penalties. But where you can see clearly that has caused a material breach to your personality, has affected your privacy, you are entitled to some form of compensation. That is, if you report it to the DPC and they make a determination on that. If even you disagree with what the DPC has done, you can proceed to court.
Okay, just glancing through this, I think we've answered what data privacy is all about, but he's asking which recognized legal government institutions is solely into data protection and privacy, and how and when must we report to such institutions when we feel like our privacy has been broken by unknown or known persons. So that's the first thing.
That's Data Protection Commission, right?
Yes, Data Protection Commission.
So
and
that's
so
organization.
He's saying how and when must we report to such institutions?
The very moment you detect that your privacy has been breached, go straight ahead and do the report. Because if you don't do that, damages to you than expected.
Strange people coming onto a WhatsApp group, is that data
no, that is purely security breach.
Okay.
Yes. And security breach could also lead to the intrusion of your privacy.
Yeah, because you see sometimes that, oh, somebody's number has changed. And then before you know, world remit messages are coming on your WhatsApp.
So these are cyber criminals who are able to infiltrate into WhatsApp platforms by virtue of the fact that these individuals have not taken the appropriate step to secure their WhatsApp accounts.
Okay. Yes. All right. Great.
Data is very sensitive. Aaron is still speaking here. It can make or unmake you. My question is, how best can I know that my data is safe and whoever is keeping my data is protecting me?
Yeah, so one of the rights that you have is to demand from the organization or institution processing your data. So the question you can ask is, why are you collecting my information?
Okay.
With whom are you sharing it with? So if GBC takes my data information, I have every right to ask, whom are you sharing the data with?
Can I ask this question to the people who are doing the re-registering of SIM cards?
Yes, you can ask, whom are they? Which are the third parties they are sharing this information with? And what are they going to be using it for? However, most of these institutions would state these things in their privacy policy.
Okay.
While great information and education from your guest, Rhoda Kennedy, is saying that Richard has a question and he says, can I request for all my data from former employers or institutions?
Yes, absolutely, you can do that. However, there's a limit to that. The question is, these institutions are also regulated by other laws. For example, most financial institutions would keep your data to a maximum of 7 years. So anything after the 7 years, you may likely not get it. However, if it is within the time limit or the organization's own, what we call the data retention policy, who tells that, okay, here we keep it for 10 years. If it's within that limit, then at any point in time, you can go for it. But if it's beyond, however, organizations too are mandated. For example, if they have an issue about data and it's in the law court, then they can keep it as long as that litigation goes on until a final determination is made by a court of competent jurisdiction.
Okay.
Dasana is inspired by what you're saying, and he's saying, I wish to go ahead today to get my subsidiary registered because it's, I believe, in response to what you said about any data at all that you collect. If you do that, then you need to go. Belinda is back and she's saying she's sharing the data with her husband. So should you share your personal data with perhaps members of your immediate family?
Like your password to your ATM and things like that. Is that data?
Well, that one becomes...
lovey things.
Yes. However, there are still some limits within which you should go.
Yeah.
Yes. For example, you shouldn't share your company information, things related to your company, this and with your spouse.
Your spouse, okay.
But maybe your personal password to unlock your phone for emergencies and other things, fine. So that is where the trust comes in. However, your spouse is not obliged.
You can't demand.
Can't demand.
Okay.
If you are doing that, it's your own conviction
and
yes.
willing and trust.
And trust.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Here is Samantha Sean asking, I'm a business company and my customer data is breached online. How do I handle the situation?
Okay, so the first thing, if you are an organization and you can clearly see or you suspect, even when you suspect that your company's or customers' data is breached, you report it to the Data Protection Commission immediately. So you go report yourself, you explain what the issue is so that they can take steps in protecting Ghanaian citizens.
Okay. So report to the Data Protection Commission.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, more questions coming in. This one is about the Data Protection Commission. And our texter Frederick is saying the commission can determine that you no longer process data because you don't have adequate measures to protect the people's data. What are the implications?
All right. Because the mandate of the Data Protection Commission is to protect Ghanaian citizens. So if they come, okay, actually they have the authority to bump into any organization unannounced and do data audit.
Okay.
Once they found out that you have not put in place, even though you are registered with them, but you have not put in place the necessary or adequate measures to secure the data, they can ask you to stop processing people's data until you have put in place the right measures they have asked you to.
Okay.
Many government workers face this challenge where people send them messages for loans and whatnot, and they claim they got the numbers and stuff from the paying authority, the controller and accountants general. What can people do to stop these messages from coming in, and how do we ensure that the data that is with especially government institutions is not breached? Is it possible?
Yes. So you see, the Data Protection Commission is to protect Ghanaians, and regardless of the institution. So the government itself, all government agencies are regulated by them. So once you suspect something, you report it. You know, most of the times, if you don't make a formal complaint to them, they wouldn't come in ordinarily. However, they can also go in when they see that. But in most cases also, some of this information are really not true. The individual is telling you is from controller and accountant general, but it may not necessarily be true. However, we should be very careful about where we leave pieces of information. Almost these days, you go to every institution, they are asking you to write 1 or 2 days together. So for example, GBC, the form, the reception, what I write.
It's all data.
Yes. So somebody looking for people to send messages to come there, take a snapshot. He goes away with that and can now start sending you this kind of information.
Thanks, Kaf.
Thank you very much, Thelma. Ima, I guess we have 2 minutes. What should people do to own their data, their privacy, and what's the trend of data protection in Ghana in terms of education and awareness? Briefly.
Okay, so what you need to do to own your privacy, that know that you are solely responsible for your privacy. Nobody is responsible for that. So you are primarily responsible for that. Okay. So you need to put in place all the necessary measures. Okay. So for example, securing your password and the privacy settings in most of the apps that we use. By default, they come with certain level of protection or privacy, but you need to go further and either put off certain things.
Okay, so check that out.
You should check that out.
Okay,
yes.
And then briefly, last question, in terms of education, awareness, capacity, where are we on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is excellent, 1 is abysmal? Where are we in terms of data protection in Ghana?
In Ghana, yes. I would say we are around 6.
Around 6.
Yes.
So more room for improvement.
Yes, more room for improvement. They are doing their very best.
Okay.
But we can still do more.
And,
yes.
and if people want to reach the IIPGH, the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana, how do they get through to you?
So that one is very simple. Go to www.iipgh.org.
All right.
Yeah, every information is there about
Emmanuel Gadasu, happy Data Privacy Day to you.
Thank you.
And he's a data protection officer. He's been educating us on the need to protect your data and to keep your privacy private, for want of a better word. Emmanuel Gadasu with the Institute of ICT Professionals Ghana. Coming up is our headline segment where Thelma sits down with her lady guests to look at the situation as far as the news is concerned. Quick comments from you on Facebook about